2019, Tamworth, UK. 20-year-old Keeley Bunker worked at the Drayton Manor amusement park, but the girl did not really like this activity. Keeley always dreamed of working with children and was looking for a suitable position. Keeley had a brother and a sister. Their parents divorced and did not continue their relationship for the sake of their children. Mom found a new man and found female happiness. Dad tried to take part in raising his son and 2 daughters. Keeley grew up to be a sociable and cheerful girl. She had many friends and acquaintances. In her free time, she helped her aunt. Keeley looked after her cousin who was disabled. On September 7, 2019, Keeley Bunker turned 20 years old. The girl postponed her birthday celebration to a later date. Wednesday, September 18, 2019. This is the day Keeley has been looking forward to. The girl was holding a ticket to the concert of her favorite rapper, H. A few days before the concert, Keeley tweeted, "The only thing that makes me happy is the meeting with H on Wednesday. I hope he notices me at the concert. I hope we get married." This long-awaited day has arrived. On the evening of September 18th, Keeley met with her friend Monica Riggin. The girls lived close to each other in Tamworth. Tamworth is a small city with a population of 74,000 people. The girls went to the concert together. They had a great time, and then decided to go to a nightclub to celebrate Keeley's birthday. The friends arrived at a club located in Birmingham. There, they were joined by 19-year-old Wesley Street. The young people drank, danced, joked, and had fun together. They all looked joyful and happy. Time flew by. At 3 a.m., the friends decided to go home. Keeley, Monica, and Wesley, the 3 of them, got into a taxi and drove back to their hometown of Tamworth. At 4 a.m., the driver dropped them off near Monica's house. Keeley and Wesley were neighbors. They lived a 20-minute walk from Monica's house. It was dark and cool outside. Monica asked, "Keeley, maybe you can spend the night at my house?" Keeley refused. She told her friend that she had to return home to get some sleep and get herself in order. Keeley had an interview scheduled. During the day, the girl was supposed to visit primary school. She wanted to get a job as a teacher's assistant. Keeley was worried about the upcoming interview. She dreamed of working at school. Keeley told Monica that Wesley would see her out. She asked her friend not to worry. The girl said that everything would be all right, but it turned out to be a terrible mistake. Keeley Bunker and Wesley Street met at school. They grew up together and knew each other well. On September 19th, early in the morning, when it was still very dark outside, Wesley went to walk Keeley home. During the day, the girl missed an important interview. It turned out that Keeley did not return home after the club. Her parents called her phone, but no one answered them. During the day, the girl missed an important interview. It turned out that Keeley did not return home after the club. Her parents called her phone, but no one answered them. The father contacted the young man. Wesley came to the house where Keeley lived. He said that early in the morning, he walked the girl to a telephone booth and then felt bad and went home. Wesley thought that Keeley had made it home safely. The guy claimed that he did not know what happened next. The police arrived at Keeley's house. Officers spoke with Wesley. The guy was put in a police car and asked to show the place where Wesley said goodbye to Keeley. He showed the way to the telephone booth. Wesley continued to say that he knew nothing about his girlfriend's disappearance. When the police asked him how he was feeling, the guy replied, "I'm a little sad." Wesley told police that Keeley was his girlfriend. They had been communicating for about 15 years. The guy said that he and Keeley never had a love relationship. Wesley said that last night he was relaxing at the club with Keeley and Monica. The girls drank 1 glass of alcohol each, and he drank 3 glasses. Wesley admitted that he was very drunk. The guy still claimed that he walked Keeley to the phone booth. He felt bad. Wesley reached his house, lay down in bed, and instantly fell asleep as he was very drunk. The police asked to look at Wesley's cell phone. The guy refused to hand him over to the officers. He became noticeably nervous. After Wesley said, "I don't understand. Do you suspect me of something bad? Do you think I'm to blame for Keeley's disappearance?" Wesley said he didn't want police looking at his Google searches. The longer this conversation with the police lasted, the more it became clear that the guy was worried and nervous. Several hours passed. Wesley said he had no time to sit in a police car. The guy said that he needed to look for his girlfriend who had disappeared. Wesley didn't understand why he became a suspect. The officers had to explain to the young man that they were simply doing their job and doing what their superiors told them to do. After some time, Wesley agreed to hand over his mobile phone to the police. When the officers asked for the password, the guy first told them the wrong code. Only on the second attempt did the police unlock the phone and then turn off the device so as not to waste battery power. At this time, Keeley's relatives and friends were looking for the girl. They believed and hoped that she was okay. Time passed, and the relatives of the missing woman began to have increasingly darker thoughts. The search did not last long. Already at 9 p.m. on September 19th, Keeley's uncle discovered the body of his niece. The man started screaming wildly. Everyone understood that something terrible had happened. Keeley Bunker's body was found near her home. The girl was on the shore of a pond in the park. She was lying on her stomach, face down. Her black leggings and underwear were pulled down to her ankles. There were sneakers on my feet. Immediately after the discovery of the body, Wesley Street was arrested and charged with the murder of his girlfriend. During the arrest, the guy said that he was hungry and asked, "Will they feed him in prison?" Wesley Street lived in Tamworth for a long time. When Wesley was in school, he played football and showed good results. But Wesley's school performance always suffered. He read and wrote poorly. The guy dropped out of high school and lost his scholarship. He got a job as an order picker for an online store. Wesley denied any involvement in Keeley's death. During interrogations, he constantly changed his testimony. Wesley told 4 different stories of what happened between him and Keeley. The guy admitted that during the games, he jumped on the girl from behind. Keeley fell and accidentally hit a pole because there was a fence nearby. CCTV captured Keeley and Wesley entering the park together. The video showed Keeley trying to escape and looking confused and scared. Wesley claimed that they were just playing around and fooling around. Forensic experts determined that Keeley Bunker was strangled. Traces of sperm that belonged to Wesley Street were found on the girl's body. Traces of Keeley's cosmetics were found on the guy's shirt. The forensic pathologist said that he counted about 100 injuries on the body of the deceased. Keeley had bruises on her face, scratches on her forehead, and deep bruises. Her lower lip was torn. When the trial began, the guy changed his version again. Wesley began to claim that Keeley's death was an accident. He said Keeley began making advances towards him, flirting and teasing him. Wesley claimed that when they got to the park, they started kissing and then decided to move on to more intimate contact. In the park, they had sex by mutual consent. Wesley said that at that moment, Keeley was happy and content. During close contact, the guy held the girl by the neck. At some point, he miscalculated his strength and accidentally strangled the miniature Keeley. When Wesley realized that his friend was not breathing, he lifted her body onto his shoulder and carried her to the pond. He hid Keeley on the shore. Wesley broke branches of trees and bushes and then covered the girl's lifeless body with them. He spent about 1 hour on the shore. The guy admitted that he returned to the pond 5 times. This information was confirmed by his phone's GPS data. In court, Wesley argued that he covered Keeley with branches not to hide her, but to ensure that no one could see her naked body. Wesley admitted that he didn't want to tell anyone about Keeley's death because he was scared and embarrassed. He didn't know how to explain to Keeley's parents what happened to their daughter. Wesley admitted that he did not want to give the police his mobile phone because he was afraid that they would laugh while reading his Google searches. The prosecution did not agree with Wesley's confession. Investigators knew that scratches were found on the girl's neck. This could be a sign that the girl was fighting for her life and trying to save herself. Close friends said that the deceased never considered Wesley as a potential boyfriend or lover. He was always just a friend to her. The couple could not have consensual sex. In August 2020, Wesley Street was found guilty of murdering 20-year-old Keeley Bunker. He was sentenced to life imprisonment. He is eligible for parole after 29 years. The mother of the deceased, Deborah Watkins, admitted, "My Keeley was the kindest and most caring. She was an innocent young girl who was just starting to live. I will never be able to forgive Wesley for what he did. My life will never be the same." The victim's father, Christopher Bunker, sadly said, "I will never take Keeley to the altar. All I was left with was sadness and a broken heart. I will never have grandchildren from Keeley." The father added that he could only calm down when Wesley Street was buried in the ground, like his beloved daughter. After the high-profile case of Keeley Bunker, 3 girls contacted the police. They told their sad stories about meeting Wesley Street. The girls admitted that they also suffered from the actions of this guy. Another trial took place. Wesley Street was found guilty of a series of attacks on young girls and sentenced to 5 years in prison. Perhaps there were more victims who simply remained silent and continued to remain in the shadows. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel.